Next rule, deepen the experience of your members. Now, with this, I like to speak a lot in illustrations and stories, and this just so happened to happen right before the tour started. Long story short, I went to my dentist and I was telling him how much my teeth hurt. And me and my dentist have a pretty good relationship. So he started nagging me about how I should stop eating candy and all the things. And I just let him talk. I was like, okay, sure. But after he finished with his ramble, I told him actually my teeth don't hurt because I have cavities or anything. I don't know if you all have ever went to get your teeth professionally whitened, and they don't tell you this, but there's these things called zingers that you can get, where it's almost like a stabbing pain that you feel in your teeth and in your gums, and it's the worst. I'm not easily brought to tears, but wow, did that hurt? They don't really tell you that part. So with that in mind, I told him that's actually why my teeth were hurting. Now, why am I saying this illustration? Ultimately, after I told my dentist that, he was kind of embarrassed because he just went on this tangent and on this rant, giving me a solution to a problem that I didn't have. And it's so interesting because within the ERG space, I see ERG leaders do this a lot. I do this even occasionally. I still catch myself doing this, where if there's something that we are passionate about as individuals, we feel like our community also needs to know this, even if they're not at all interested in it. They've never indicated interested in it, but we just feel super passionate about the topic. I know I caught myself with this last year. Still hurts to talk about a little bit, but I was like, everyone needs to know about the metaverse. It was my thing last year where everyone needed to know about it in my brain. I had an event, expected probably like 250 people to show up. It was in the metaverse. It was beautifully decorated, and about three people showed up. And I was sad, but I get it. I get it. Because this was something that nobody had asked for. This was not a true problem of the community. It was just something that I was passionate about. And as ERG leaders, I mean, we kind of have the ability to determine what's being spoken about in our ERG spaces. And oftentimes it doesn't make us a bad person, but just without even trying, we oftentimes default to the things that we are interested in as individuals. And that's why this rule is really about diagnosing the problem of our members, not just about engaging them how they want to be engaged. That was the last rule. This one is about engaging them in what they want to be engaged in, what they want is the key words there, not what we want them to get engaged with. And with that, that means that it's about what our community deems valuable. Again, you won't know what your community deems valuable unless you ask. And that is something that it takes a like a humble pill, is that the phrase? A humble pill to take. For us to say, wow, I actually don't necessarily know what my community wants. Just because I identify with this community doesn't mean that I know what they want to see from this ERG. That's why it's super important to ask, because then we can't be upset if they don't participate, if we're doing things that they were never interested in the first place.